Hello, boys and girls, this is ImAnderZEL, of course, and oh yes, welcome to the SwedeBox. Basically, a lot of people didn't think the brevlåda or the mailbox was a good idea, since there's so many others that are named pretty much the same, and since mine is not the same as theirs, I thought that, the SwedeBox. I haven't heard that before, so I'm gonna go with that. So first off, so you guys know, I read the comments and do listen to what you guys think, but I don't always actually listen, so to say, just to point that out. Just as you guys obviously do not listen to me. I got a shit ton of mails that basically were pure shit, like, hey, what's your Skype? Hey, what's your battle log and stuff like that. And guys, don't be fucking retards, don't send me stupid shit like that when I make an email, so you guys can send me real questions, because I mean, these are things that I told you guys are stupid questions, those have been answered in a ton of videos, so yeah, don't do that. I just ignore those messages. I don't give a shit. I won't answer, not anything like that. I want to have real questions about things that you guys feel a certain way about. Maybe I feel the same way, maybe I feel different, and I will explain why I feel different. And if I think you're right, I will explain why, and if I think you're wrong, I will explain why too. And one thing, you guys came with some constructive criticism, except for the name, was that I shouldn't show the email longer than I actually read it, and I completely agree. That's a big fail by me, but luckily you guys are smart enough to actually point it out in a few comments, so I will make that change now. So let's go to the first email. Oh yes. Let's see if it wanna come up on my screen. Hi there, Anders. I'm Guy Solomensky. I'm from Israel. I'm 15 years old. I would like to know, how is army like in your country? Here in Israel, we are forced to serve the country by going to the army for 3 years. Females for 2. Yeah, right there. I see something very stupid. Why the hell would girls get special treatment and only get 2 years? That's stupid right there. I find it pretty pointless to do, since there are enough people that join the army out of their own will, but the country forces all of its citizens to serve in the army. Another thing is traffic. How is traffic like in Sweden? I'm asking because traffic here is a huge fucking fail. There is car accidents every day, and there is about 700 people every year that die only because of mistakes of drivers. Thanks for reading. I hope this will be featured in your email or video. Really hope so. P.S. I try to keep this as simple as possible. Tell me if it's simple enough. Yes, I would say this is a perfect length email right here. That is just fucking perfect. First off, not too little information, not too much. That's the way I like it. First off, I gotta say that the military thing is ridiculous. I mean, Israel has a lot of enemies, so I understand how the country feels like that. Why the government thinks like that. That's totally understandable, actually. But to force its citizens to do military service is in any way very wrong, actually, in my opinion. And we actually had the same thing in Sweden. You were forced to serve your country for at least 9 months. Usually it was, I think, 1.5 years or something like that. You get paid, but it was a very, very, very small sum. I mean, you would get paid as much under those 9 months as you would get paid from a real job during 2 months. So, yeah. And another thing, that females, aka girls, only have to serve 2 years and men 3. Right there, that's fucking retard. I mean, as I always said, I mean, I want girls to have the same opportunity in life as guys, but they will never be able to have that if we treat them differently in things like that. I mean, of course you should treat a girl as a girl, like treat her good and stuff like that, just like you want her to treat you good, like take care that you want her to take care of you, since you're her husband or man or boyfriend, and you want to take care of her because she's your girlfriend. And of course we should be different. There would be no fun if guys and girls were the exact same, except for the breast and penis and vagina, basically. That would kind of suck. But to go ahead and do something like that and only force girls to serve for 2 years instead of 3 like the men, that's really bad. And forcing your countrymen, your citizens to serve overall against their will is very bad too, in my opinion. So that's something that really should get changed. But I kind of understand it too, since Israel has a lot of enemies. I mean, Israel isn't really the best country in the world either, but I mean, which country is perfect or the best? Not really anyone. So I mean, it has a lot of enemies and stuff like that. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I mean, as usual, these are my opinions and like what I know. So that this won't mean that I'm speaking the truth. I might be wrong and stuff like that, but I'm fairly sure that Israel has a lot of problems with terrorists and stuff like that. But then again, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter and stuff like that. So, but I would consider people blowing themselves up to kill private citizens, like in a store and stuff like that, pretty fucked up. I mean, killing army men, of course that's wrong too. Killing any people is bad, but at least go for the army and don't go for the public. I mean, that's just bad. That's not a freedom fighter. That's a terrorist in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty bad. When it comes to traffic in Sweden, traffic is not perfect, not at all. But I think we only have about 350 deaths or something like that, and that is pretty little for a country with 10 million inhabitants. I don't know actually how many inhabitants Israel has, but I think it's less than Sweden. So that sounds pretty bad. Other than that, I don't really have any opinions on like traffic and stuff like that, because frankly, I haven't been able to afford a driver's license actually. Started to take one, but I basically ran out of cash, so I wasn't able to take it. It's very expensive. Usually costs about 1,500 euros to take your driver's license in Sweden. Some people pay even more, twice as much as that, and some people pay a little bit less. It all depends on how good you are at driving and how much you have trained in forehand. But yeah, let's go to the second email, and this is actually a gaming email, I believe. Hello Anders, I was wondering what your thoughts were the best upgrades of perks in the vehicles in Battlefield 3. I know that some are better than others, but I was wondering what your view on the matter was, since I can't really figure out what is essential, as well as this. What is your opinion on the upcoming patch? Do you think it's about time they do a patch, or something that you really don't want? Thanks a lot, Theo. When it comes to vehicle perks, I mean, in the tanks, I would go for the reactive armor, of course, if you unlock that. Guided shell is excellent for maps where there are many other tanks, so to say, and vehicles. Fucking awesome thing to do. And also, another thing that's very, very good to do is to have a canister shell, so to say. That's very good for like small maps with a lot of infantries and stuff like that. And yeah, I would recommend using that. And I also believe there's one more perk or thing you can have, but I don't remember what right now actually. I'm not a big vehicle fan actually, unless it's flying. I like flying stuff. I'm not a big tank fan, so to say. When it comes to the upcoming patch, I would say it's great, to be honest. I mean, there's so many things that needs to be fixed in Battlefield. It's just ridiculous, actually. It's really sad to see how many things hadn't been fixed. I mean, I can understand quite a few amount of bugs, since it is such a huge game and it is multiplayer, so that's totally understandable. So I do understand that, but I mean, like jumping over a rock and dying, trying to jump over a rock, but you can't jump over the rock because the game is faulty, trying to resurrect someone, but you can't because it's a problem with it, getting killed by a fucking MAV, having a MAV kill your helicopter. I mean, all kinds of stuff like that just pisses you off, and you think like, god damn it. But then again, the game is so goddamn awesome, it actually kind of makes up for all of those faults. So, but I do think it's very high time DICE actually fixes this. I mean, I can't understand why it has taken so much time actually. I know there's a lot of things to be fixed, but I seriously don't know why it has taken so much time. I'm gonna guess that EA isn't like paying them to focus on stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna guess EA are paying them to make Battlefield 4 already, or Bad Company 3 or something like that, to be honest, because EA isn't a very nice company. I mean, when I've dealt with them, they've been very good. Actually, they've made sure I've gotten what I need and stuff like that. As every time I had a problem, but they're of course extremely money driven, more than most other countries companies. I would say the only company that actually is more money driven than EA is like Activision, and they are just so bad. Oh god, I mean, Modern Warfare 3, it's, I mean, it's a good multiplayer and stuff like, but it's kind of a joke because they did hardly change anything to the better. I mean, it was basically like, hey guys, you want to spend another $40 on something that's more like a patch than an actual extra game. And I would actually love to see another real Call of Duty game, because I love the Call of Duty series. I mean, don't get me wrong, the only reason I haven't bought it is because I'm low on cash, and I feel like that it's kind of ripping you off a bit, so to say. So that's about my opinions. I mean, and I can't really go into the patch, the things that's going to be changed in the patch that much, because there's so many things that's going to be changed. So I think we're going to jump to the next email instead. Hey Anders, I'm a big fan of yours and I love your videos. Keep making videos because they are fucking badass. Thank you very much. But now let's get to the subject. What do you think about bullying? Let's see now. Have you been bullied? The reason I picked this subject is that I've been bullied a lot lately, and it seems to be a big thing here in Finland. My classmates has been such assholes, and that's a good word, assholes, lately, that I have only a little group of friends right now. I'm kind of popular at school and stuff, but the dumbasses just keep fucking with me, and I'm getting really pissed off right now. Last week I hit one of my classmates because I got really fucking pissed off, and they just keep bullying me. Bullying, I just hate that. Love your videos, Nikki from Finland. My thoughts on bullying, it is horrible. I mean, I did some bullying as a kid, but I also got bullied myself. It was basically like I was in the kind of in the lower middle of the hierarchy at my school, so to say. And I basically bullied a girl that was like right in the bottom. I feel bad about that, like crazy. If I ever see her, and nowadays I feel ashamed and I can't really look her in the eyes, to be honest. And I feel that that's actually good, even though it's not a nice feeling. It's good that I still kind of feel ashamed about it. But I also got bullied a lot from the guys in the like top layer of the popularity, so to say. And I also had a very small group of friends. I had basically just 3 friends that I really could rely on. Then I had some classmates that wasn't mean, but wasn't really my friends either. I could talk to them, but nothing really else. And I hate bullying. I mean, it's a horrible thing. To be real honest, children are really evil. I mean, adults can bully too, but I mean, like for my last job, for example, as a telemarketer, I mean, there were some bullies there, and there were most definitely some guys that got bullied without a doubt. But I mean, I didn't care if those guys made a joke about me. I just laughed a little bit and I was like, yeah, that was funny, hehe. But some actually still, even though they're grown up, they're basically like older than me, some of them, they still like get offended and sad, and I can see it on them, and that just makes me sad. It's something that's kind of human nature, I think. Like, some people need to pick on people to make themselves feel better, because I remember when I picked on that girl, she was a bit fatter than me. I was a fat guy too. I'm still kind of fat, but not as fat as back then. I was fat. Oh my god. But that's not really the point. You can get bullied for many other things, like you have glasses, if you have dyslexia. I actually never got bullied for that though, so that was pretty good actually, to be honest, since most people actually thought that was a lot worse to bully someone about that. So no one ever did that. But overall, it's so hard. I mean, all I can basically say is that like life gets better, because I beat up one of my bullies once, and that didn't make anything better. I mean, they basically bullied me the next day again, and I got in trouble for beating him up. So I mean, that's the sad thing. Even though I've always been kind of a big kid, I mean, tall and of course a bit fat too, it doesn't help to actually beat them up. And as a grown up, I mean, you can most certainly beat the fucking shit out of someone that's bullying you. But now it doesn't bother me anymore, so there's no reason for me to do so. And yeah, it's just a weird, sad subject, and I think everybody in some part of their life has been bullied one way or the other almost. I'm gonna ask most people because, to be honest, I don't know anyone who hasn't been bullied sometime during their lifetime or sometime in school, and all I can say is that it gets better, trust me. Usually those guys who got bullied uh, make the most out of their life, make the most money, get the most beautiful wife or beautiful boyfriend of them all. So I mean, if you're the kid that gets most bullied, you can, if you work hard, I mean, you can just laugh at those guys when they live in a trailer a few years in the future, so to say, because when I compare myself to some of the guys who bullied me, I mean, they're fucking losers. They basically made some girl pregnant they don't even like, that is like super ugly. They still live like in the house next to their mom and shit like that. And I mean, to be honest, I feel sorry for a lot of them. I mean, it's not like my life is super good. I don't make a shitload of money or anything like that, but at least I live in a nice apartment. I have good friends and stuff like that. So yeah, it gets better. That's all I can say basically. So that have been that for this the SwedeBox. I hope you guys enjoyed it as usual. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.